Hi, this is Jeffrey Kurt Financial Group. Today is Monday, August 17, 2026. So we'll take a look at the week ahead. Kind of a quiet week, but a couple of things that we'll point out. Last week, the stock market little changed, although the Russell was up a little over 1%. NASDAQ was kind of unchanged. Dow and S&P down slightly. So we've had a nice rally for the last few weeks off of the July sell-off. So and the setup here is really not, it looks maybe a sideways move, although again, there are plenty of risks that could crop up. Now, on the calendar, there's not much going on. There's some news announcements out there. The biggest thing I think maybe could influence the market is the options expiration, the monthly options expiration for August, and that's on Friday. And sometimes you do see some repositioning and some hedges coming off and have to be replaced and like that. And it can cause some volatility, not always, but it can. Secondly, there's not, again, as I said, there's not a lot going on. And I think beyond the options expiration, the other big thing is going to be the Jackson Hole Fed meeting, and that's the end of the month. And I think, again, the significance of it is what are they going to do with interest rates? What's inflation doing? What's oil doing? And like that. And it ends up being, there'll be, I think, a lot of attention to that. But, at any time over the next couple of weeks, geopolitical stuff, in the Middle East, in Europe, in Asia could crop up. And again, that can influence the markets, interest rates, inflation, and all those things. And it can, again, play into a longer term influence in terms of, again, Fed policy, budget deficits we've been talking about here on the U.S. that are pretty, getting a little more attention. And I think it's going to, at some point it has to be addressed, but who knows when that's going to be. So again, I think it could be a quiet August week, maybe the next couple of them until the Jackson Hole meeting. But again, any of the things that are kind of lurking out there, geopolitical or even internal, domestic to the U.S., could could spark something that could cause some volatility. We'll leave it there. Thank you for listening. We'll be back on Wednesday. Goodbye.